to make an update video on where I'm at on the X-29 build so far. As you can see, I've masked up the canopy and I've put some masking agent on there in preparation for painting. This back portion of the glass is actually going to be in the upright position when I'm done, but I used some white glue to glue it in place for now to act as said mask. So that's all set there. I also did my best to sand the seam line from the fuselage, and I used Mr. Surfacer as well as different grades of sanding sticks to basically get that sanded to where it is. I also re-scribed the panel lines on there as well, and we're going to put the primer on there and basically see how I did. Fit was pretty good on this. I don't have many complaints. I did have to use some epoxy putty back here on the wing roots. You can see that yellow there. So a good fit, but did have to use a little bit there. One thing I noticed that with sanding on this kit is the plastic seems to be pretty stiff and rigid. I don't know if it's just me, but compared to like a Tamiya kit or something like that, it seems like it's a little bit easier to sand, where this is just a little bit more, I don't know, tougher, I guess. I don't know how to explain it exactly, but I'm not sure if anybody notices that type of stuff with the Hasegawa kits. Down here, pretty much the same thing. This whole aircraft is pretty much this white color, so I opted to just put everything on there for the most part. I got the front wheel there. I got the back wheel supports there. I left the wheels off the back though for now because I think those will be easier to paint separately. But all of the structures are in place. I also noticed that back here there was a little bit of a ridge between the two fuselage halves meeting together. So I used Surfacer on there as well as sanding sticks to try and get that to be, pretty smooth. So again, once we put the primer on there, we'll have a better indication of, how well I did on that. So overall, I'm pretty happy with it. I'm glad to be where I'm at with it. Getting ready to paint, so we'll see on that. Something that, I don't know, I thought was kind of cool was I was going through some of my stuff and I found this book here that I had when I was a kid. As you can see, I wrote my name there, Joseph. And this book is actually the book that I was looking at when I was a little kid that got me interested in this actual airplane. If I go to the last page here, there's a picture of it. And, so 750 miles per hour. The X-29A could be the fighter jet of the future. It was to test new designs for a smaller, less expensive combat aircraft. Engineers designed the forward swept wings for a smoother ride and better control and turning. The pilot can use a computer to change the positions of different parts on the outside of the plane at a rate of 40 times per second. And I believe what they're referring to is the fly-by-wire computer system, which basically controlled this front, I don't know if it's a wing or a stabilizer, to basically keep the plane from going out of control. And it's kind of funny to read this because it says the pilot uses the computer. I'm pretty positive that the computer did this automatically. But this book was published, let's see here, was published 1988. So this plane was still flying around at that time and was pretty cutting edge at the time. I still think it's pretty cutting edge and cool to this day, but I just thought it was cool. I found this book, I saw the model at the hobby shop, and immediately this image came to mind, and I remember looking at this all the time when I was little. So I don't know, I thought I would share that with you, and I appreciate you watching my video, and I'll talk to y'all next time. Thanks.